Welcome to the Modern Classrooms Project podcast. Each week, we bring you discussions with educators on how they use blended, self-paced, and mastery-based learning to better serve their students. We believe teachers learn best from each other, so this is our way of lifting up the voices of leaders and innovators in our community. This is the Modern Classrooms Project podcast. Hello, and welcome to episode number 220 of the Modern Classrooms Project podcast. My name is Zach Diamond, and I'm a high school media production teacher in Washington, D.C., and of course, a Modern Classrooms implementer. And today, I'm joined by Marlene Tapia Garcia, who has been on the podcast before. And additionally, this time, I'm joined by three of her first grade students who I am super excited to have on the podcast, Olivia, Arya, and Ethan. Welcome, everyone, to the podcast.
Hi. I was highly interested in using the Modern Classroom model to help students who are learning languages to also learn content at the same time and to make sure that I'm helping every student master the objectives, master our learning, develop the skills, and develop that academic language in a way that is challenging and fun at the same time.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I mentioned this briefly, but I should say you have been on the podcast before to tell us all about this class. That episode was in Spanish, but I'll link it in the show notes. And there is an English write-up of the episode as well, if listeners would like to hear more, because that's a really cool program. And I think we might just get to hear a little bit of Spanish later from you all, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
What's special about Miss Tapia's class is that she helps us a lot, and I like that we get to help people and people help us, and then we can do it by ourselves. Then we can just learn more.
We start the Modern Classroom model through a whole group activity. So in this case, we implement Spring Math where all the students can work together. They work on different strategies, for example, addition, subtraction, fact families. They talk together, they discuss the strategies, and they meet a whole class goal. And then they move on to the next goal, the next strategy, the next challenge. They adopt a role of teacher and in that process altogether. And the class gets excited because they meet a goal as a whole class. Then after doing that, the students move to the blended learning, mastery-based, self-paced portion where they get a tracker every week. They learn about 2 to 3 lessons per week. They self-pace, and it's a way for them to have choice and to be challenged as they learn at different rates. So they have a should do, a must do, a should do, and aspire to do activities. So they always have to watch my videos since they will help them learn the objective. Then they can play math games in their boxes so they can discuss the strategies, use manipulatives, and consolidate their learning. And also they have a paper so they can review strategies, or they can also review previously learned strategies. And then they can have some should do activities like IXL, where they can use technology. They also have their book. These are things that they don't have to do, but if they have the time and they master the objective, then they can continue doing that.
I like that we can go at our own pace because we have a time, but we get our own pace at that time, so it's not like we have to fast forward our video because we get enough time to try to finish. I like that too because then you can just go at your own pace and learn. And then going at your own pace helps you because then you can learn more. Yeah, more.
I like this pace because that like sometimes like when we have a time, I sort of like to finish it in like 1 minute. Then for like time, I want to like draw things in the back. Sometimes I want.
And you get to because you finished faster. Can you okay, ¿me pueden contar unos de las palabras del vocabulario matemático que conocen?
Vínculo numérico, enunciado de numérico,
Suma y resta.
Wow, I am impressed. Great job. What a great job. I'm just so impressed. I mean, the language learning alone is incredible, but the fact that they're learning math in Spanish that's just unbelievably incredible. I'm so proud of you all. That's awesome. Calling all school and district leaders. There are still 2 days left to register for our Leaders Summit on Tuesday, January 24th. Leaders will learn practical skills from fellow leaders, attend workshops of their choice, and connect with the Modern Classrooms Project Leadership Collaborative Community. Modern Classrooms co-founder Rob Barnett is our featured keynote speaker and will share insights from his book, Meet Every Learner's Needs, alongside voices of students, educators, and leaders. We invite educators to share the summit with their leaders, and we invite leaders to register. And I will have that link in the show notes for you. As a reminder, Tony Rose and I would love to have your student on this podcast. If you think they have a cool story to tell or you have something cool to say, we would love to hear from them. We'd love to elevate student voices, as I hope is evident in this incredible episode with Marlene and her 3 students. If you do have such a student, you can reach out to us at podcast@modernclassrooms.org by email. So students of any age are welcome on the podcast, from elementary, preschool, all the way up to adult learners. We would love to hear more about the student experience of learning in a modern classroom. But with that, let's get back into it with this shortcast with Marlene and her students. Does math feel less scary that way? How do you feel about math?
It feels less scary when we're already into it, because when you're into it, then you already know what you're doing, and then like you're into it, so you already know like what you can do and like what you need to do. So when you're more like after you get started with it, it's more easy because then you're into it, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. A little bit like Olivia, but a little bit different, because I think it's actually more fun and easy when you start it, because then you get to do some fun stuff before you have to do the math stuff.
I think maybe like it's not scary a lot because that, like, for instance, lots of people in this classroom, like, just do it. They're not nervous to do what I, like, seeing people do things.
Maybe they should come and convince my high schoolers to do their work.
Okay, wait a minute.
What happens when you make a mistake in Miss Tapia's class? How does she help you to understand the mistake and correct it?
When you make a mistake or just something on accident, you can either try to turn it right, or you're allowed to try again because we have a lot of them. But mostly the first thing that we always do is to try to turn it into the right thing. Like if I put 3 plus 4 and I put 9 instead of 7, I can try to turn the 9 into a 7, or I could try again on another paper. And it's okay to make a mistake. Everyone always thinks. And when we make a mistake, a friend says you can do it, or you can do it again. Yeah, and sometimes Miss Tapia sends the person that made a mistake with another partner that already did the paper.
When I make a mistake, I try to X them. I try to X what whatever it is, and then I like put it over somewhere side or somewhere.
Do you ever go back and watch the video again or use some other resource, or do you always ask somebody else who's with you?
I like seeing lots of people, like after the video, like, or maybe inside, when you're looking at the video, you like go to table 6. There's numbers for tables we have. And then Miss Tapia brings 2 partners at a time, and then she likes makes a desafío. I forgot how to say the name.
Test.
Desafío, a challenge.
So then like I think, so if they like don't know what it is or something like that, Miss Tapia's like, go watch the video again and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's a mistake or something wrong on your paper, she either tells you if there's a mistake, or she has a table that she teaches other kids what the video said or asks them. And she has little features that she sets on the table and makes little stories you have to do or repeat. It's just like doing a few stories over and over again. It's about doing different stories. If you mess up one, you can try again with different ones.
It is a process for us as a community to build that independence and to work on desafíos, our mastery checks.
Okay.
And to know that we're going to do that mastery check on our own and without help, and by looking at our videos and by taking our notes and preparing. And we learn that it's okay if we do a mistake. Then we can use our resources, which is rewatching the video, going through a small group with me and learn it in a different way, or go with another student, which is a math teacher, somebody who has previously mastered the objective, to then talk a little bit about how to correct it. And again, don't make that mistake again. It's okay to make mistakes, but let's just learn it. Let's just use the feedback. And as students have a routine for that, they go with the students, they put a necklace, and then we learn our phrases. You can do it, and let's listen to what we have to do, and let's learn from that feedback that we have.
If you already did this paper, whatever it was, and this friend is struggling on doing it, there's a necklace that says mathematical teacher, that means math teacher. And when you put it on, you help the student try to get their work just like theirs to make it right. And Miss Tapia will give you a board that has some math problems that the other person has to solve, but then you can help him or her a little bit, and then they have to do it by themselves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think it's really cool to try to learn by yourself instead of like copying the teacher, because when you learn by yourself, you can learn more. And I think when you learn more and you finish your goals in the future, you could probably get more goals done because you already learned that instead of skipping it. I think that when I go to a new grade, then I think that I can learn more, but then I also will still know what I learned from the last grade that I've been in.
I will definitely continue using the modern classroom model. I know that it helps the students, and I know that it helps them learn how to learn and learn skills that go beyond just the curriculum. And it is also about them learning how to persevere, learn how to be independent, learn how to develop their metacognition skills and how to reflect on their learning, and even to know how they learn best, into saying, do I like to learn through the video? Do I like to learn through my notes? Do I like to learn from another student? Do I like to learn from the teacher? There's so many options, and they get to know that at the young age of 6 or 7. And their positive disposition into saying, we just do it, and we just correct our mistakes, and believe that learning is a process, and it is not about just being right or wrong. It is all about how you learn. So I really hope to continue developing that, continue refining my strategies, and continue doing the model and adding new things as I continue implementing it.
Thank you so much for listening. You can find links to topics and tools we discussed in our show notes for this episode. And remember, you can learn more about our work at www.modernclassrooms.org, and you can learn the essentials of our model through our free course at learn.modernclassrooms.org. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at modernclassproj, that's Proj. We are so appreciative of all you do for students and schools. Have a great week, and we'll be back next Sunday with another episode of the Modern Classrooms Project podcast.